Quidicor Gitauches min lamar uppdrag här en 15 fortja är guld till det. Och saker har det ett toltaka och ikira alla. Apas tigen on tova att tot win nation credisha apas green gak tarfat span dari sna tantna and shoot at it. It's a very great pleasure to be here, and I'm very pleased, and it gives me a real pleasure to open this very important international conference on emergency medicine. And I would like to thank the organising committee for inviting me to perform this happy duty, and all of you for the warm welcome in my arrival. I would also like to say what a great honour it is for Ireland to host such a large and prestigious conference on such an important topic. It is very pleasing to see gathered in our capital city so many leaders in the field of emergency medicine who have travelled from all over the world to attend this conference. And I hope that the experience has been a positive one so far. Our Irish weather is variable, but there isn't a great deal, no more than the ageing process that we can do about it. But on the other hand, there is a greater constancy, I hope, in Irish hospitality, and I hope that you've experienced some of that warm welcome to which I referred. I also hope that you've the time and the opportunity during your stay here to visit some of Dublin's famous landmarks and to explore some of the cultural riches that are at the heart of Dublin, even if you have not at the time or the inclination to have the full experience of Ulysses. I trust that none of you will take it amiss if I suggest to you that an emergency physician is not a professional we ideally wish to encounter, either as a seriously ill patient or as a distraught relative. However, the unfortunate reality is that most of us at some point in our lives may well find ourselves in that difficult and frightening position. In the year before I became president, and before I began my campaign, I had an accident in a remote part of Colombia, and I slipped on a wet floor and fractured my patella. And the accompanying human rights assistants that were with me panicked, but I made my way over 4.5 hours to the nearest X-ray, and I know what it means, I think, to be able to what your expertise means. But I think that many of us know people who have been in a dark place and who often speak afterwards about the wonderful medical personnel they came into contact with, about their skill and their practicality, their knowledge, their ability to inspire trust and confidence. That was so important in taking fear out of the situation. Indeed, the professional response is appreciated very strongly at the moment of the emergency by those who are assisted. But I think it is very important that it be recognised quite widely that what is, if you like, the occasional accident for the individual is in fact the professional practice for the professional that is experienced on a regular basis. Reading about your conference, I recognise that emergency medicine is a relatively young specialty. It is also a very complex one, requiring a diverse range of skills. An emergency physician must be competent in so many areas of expertise, from cardiology to critical care medicine, and from anesthesia to cardiothoracic surgery. They may have to treat trauma, set bone fractures, diagnose a complex range of viruses, perform surgery, and do many other things as they fight to save the lives of people who have suddenly become perhaps critically ill. They may work in the emergency departments, as some of you do, of general hospitals, or deal with humanitarian or disaster situations, with some of which I would have been familiar. There can be no doubt that specialising in emergency medicine is not a choice for the faint-hearted, or indeed, if I might say, for those who seek a life without significant challenges, or perhaps those who wish to specialise in the best remunerated branches of medicine. In recent decades, emergency medicine is an area that has considerably grown and matured, however, and it is now accepted as a critical component of any effective healthcare system. More and more countries around the world are recognising the critical importance of this relatively new specialty and increasing their focus on its development through appropriate training and research. Much progress has been made, but emergency medicine is an area that's continuing to evolve, to develop, to progress, and to push boundaries, constantly exploring how to do things better, more effectively and more efficiently. And such progress does not happen overnight, or without a great deal of hard work, research, analysis and discussion. I note that the stated mission of the International Federation of Emergency Medicine is, I quote, to promote at an international level interchange, understanding and cooperation among physicians practicing emergency medicine. The Federation has worked very effectively to continually improve training and clinical practice in emergency medicine and has played an important role in its globalization and internationalization. And the very large attendance that I note is attending this conference clearly demonstrates the increase in the number of countries around the world that recognise the value of emergency medicine. The fact that the Federation brings together over 40 national groups of emergency medicine practitioners to collectively work on a shared objective of promoting excellence in emergency healthcare is indeed impressive. Representing an international community for learning, collaboration, mutual support, in an area of such important human experience, an experience that is literally a matter of life and death for the people who depend on your expertise, your care and your compassion. In addition, the Federation's aim to promote unrestricted access to emergency healthcare throughout the world is an eloquent statement of your commitment. It is a recognition of international interdependency and of a commitment that I welcome to human rights and to social equity. And the breadth of experience among those who are attending this conference is impressive. But equally impressive, more impressive, is the generosity of spirit, the willingness to share learning and to extract the very best from the reservoir of wisdom that has been accumulated in order to advance your profession and the welfare of the people you serve. All of you are participating here because you're anxious to make progress, move things forward, innovate and expand the limits of knowledge and experience. And coming as you do from many different backgrounds and specialisms, you all collectively understand that the boundaries that mark one area of specialist medicine off from another do not necessarily have to be watertight or impermeable, and that your presence thus indicates your understanding of the importance of contributing your expertise, of sharing it with others, of making the best possible use of modern technology too, and new medical techniques, and through all of this collaboration ensuring that the life-saving service that you provide is the best and most accessible it can be. The theme of the conference behind me, Bridging the Gap Between Evidence and Practice, emphasises a commitment to ensuring that the best research evidence is translated into effective and compassionate patient care. The programme that you have is a comprehensive one, and the range of topics under discussion over the next 4 days spans a wide spectrum of military medicine, infectious diseases, mental health emergencies, toxicology, and a variety of other issues, clearly demonstrating a breadth and scale and complexity of what you do that is so impressive. And I note in particular that the agenda for this Dublin conference includes the development of an international quality framework for emergency medicine. This will define and measure quality in emergency department patient care and act as a catalyst for worldwide improvement in patient safety in your different fields of practice. The launch of international guidelines and standards in areas as diverse as disaster medicine, pediatric emergency medicine, and diagnostic ultrasound is a significant landmark for both the International Federation and all practitioners of emergency medicine. And so, while much has been achieved, we do know that in a rapidly changing world, a world where technology is constantly changing and evolving and offering opportunities, we discover we have no longer have the luxury of standing still. There is so much to be discovered, new breakthroughs be made, new research studies to peruse, and new ethical dilemmas too to be considered. So you have an ambitious conference programme ahead of you, one that is challenging and important, but also I know one I hope will be fruitful in the knowledge acquired the collegial friendships renewed, the personal motivation and enthusiasm generated. Agus gwyn rag as got banach ar an aber stofad of shed and then shul argument. I would like to congratulate you on all you have achieved so far and to wish you well with your very important work which will give such reassurance to patients and the public at large in so many diverse and threatened settings. That treatment taking place in modern emergency departments is delivered by professionals who you are both technically well qualified and above all, something that is very important, empathetic in the way that they look after the people in their care. So I do, as President of Ireland, want to welcome your conference and I want to wish you well and to say that this is a very important set of actions, this discussion and reflection in terms of our international responsibilities towards each other, our important human solidarity. So may you have an enjoyable, successful 4 days, and it is with the greatest of pleasure I declare your conference open. Thank you.